Hi everyone, this is Jackie. Welcome to another Feel Good Friday for our Wellbeing Watch. Today we'll be going through a distress tolerance skill, another one, and we've got a few more of these. So we've got a really nice bank now, I think, of skills for distress tolerance. So just very quickly at the start, I want to do a quick refresher on Wise Mind because we will always use that as a way or what's at the core of our strategies. So I will always refer to strategies as Wise Mind Accepts, for example, and that's because it's really important that we try and get into Wise Mind to be able to utilize these. So Wise Mind, very quickly, refresh, is a balance between our reasonable, logical side and our emotional side. And it's a balance of those halves, and it gives us the opportunity to recognize our feelings and respond to them in a reasonable, rational way. So accepts is one of the ways that we can do that. And this strategy is particularly useful when we're in need of distraction. And that kind of happens when the distress is caused by something that's outside of our control or not something we can change in the moment. So that we need something to kind of distract ourselves so that we can reduce the intensity of the distress and use that rational mind to start problem solving. So first one is activities. So engaging in an activity that requires thought and concentration. This could be a hobby. So something I would encourage you guys to do is to sit down and write all of these and put something next to it that you think would be what you could use. Because this is a great activity to kind of engage in and then support our students to use. So activities could be something like gardening, knitting, anything that requires deep thought and concentration and a bit of mindfulness is really helpful. Contributing, so focusing on someone or something other than ourselves. Volunteering or doing a good deed. It doesn't have to be huge. It just has to be something that gives us that good feeling that we've done something outside of ourselves for another person. And this is really important when we don't necessarily have control over what's causing that distress. It enables us to have that positive experience. Comparisons, so looking at our situation and comparing it to something else. Now, a bit of a disclaimer, bit of an important point on this one. We always want to make sure that we're not invalidating someone's experience or pain. That's not what this is about. This is more about distraction in the moment. And it is also about like reflecting on our resilience. So reflecting on a time when we have been in this intense pain and things have been out of our control and that we got through it and how we got through it. That can be really helpful to kind of reduce the intensity of that distress and to help us to understand that it will go away, like it won't last. The intensity of that pain won't last, and then we'll be able to work through it. Emotions, so do something with the competing emotions. So when you're feeling sad, watching a funny movie, feeling nervous and listening to some happy, funky music. So pushing away is the next one, and that is doing away with negative thoughts by pushing them out of your mind. So this is a really reflective process, imaginal process. So it could be something like, as it says, writing on a piece of paper and throwing it away, and kind of even giving yourself that worry time. So like, I'm going to distract myself now and I'll worry about that at this time when I've got the resources to do that. Thoughts. So when your emotions take over, try to focus on your thoughts. This could be reading a book, counting to 10, reciting a poem, reciting a joke in your mind. It's a kind of a mindfulness strategy in a sense. So it's about really focusing on the thinking process when our emotions are trying to squash it down. And finally, sensations. So find a safe physical sensation to distract you from a negative, intense experience. So this can be lots of different things, and we talked a little bit about this in the last distress tolerance video, things like ice in your hand, or something really strong flavored like a lime can be a really good one. Lots of people like the sensation of velvet, for example, or those kind of like sticky, gooey slimes. So I think if we imagine these for ourselves and go through the list and sort of say, what's an activity I would do? How would I contribute? What's a comparison? Those kinds of things for ourselves. It will really give us that reflective practice to be able to support students or other people in our world to do the same thing. So that's the challenge for this week, is to be able to go through this list and have something next to each item. And hopefully that will help in being able to kind of guide your students through that process as well. Thanks for listening, guys, and I will have another one coming for you next week. Thanks, bye.